This is part 2 of the Great Bay, and in this part we're basically going to be working our way here from the entrance of the pirate fortress, kind of into the heart of it.
Yeah, we'll be stopping this video right before we get one of the items, the hook shot.
Yep.
In this part, yeah. And I absolutely love the music throughout this entire area. I think this is just really a cool place.
It feels very piratey.
Yeah,
it feels appropriate.
Yeah, it does. The music definitely for it. I guess not so much the layout.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen pirates inside a fortress. Maybe? No. Well, I've never seen a pirate.
By the way, I gotta say, that was a pretty awesome jump.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yes, it was. Every once in a while, we get a good moment.
And you'll notice here, like, that none of these guards are seeing us. Mm-hmm. Piece of advice: get the stone mask before you do this section.
It's kind of an easy way out, really, but yeah, it makes it so much easier to get through this section because basically we'll go through this whole area and the pirates can't see you
at all.
It's just like the Gerudo fortress in Ocarina of Time, but the same way.
It really is. If you get caught, you get thrown into a prison, basically, I believe, or kicked out. You get kicked out of the fortress.
Yeah, okay, that's right. I was gonna say I didn't think you got thrown to a prison.
Yeah, so if you get the stone mask when you come into the fortress,
I don't know. I didn't get caught.
That's
in case I had the stone mask.
Yeah.
So it'd been kind of hard to get caught.
So just a piece of advice. It definitely makes this. It's a little cheap, but it makes this section very easy.
But we're all about Two Guys is all about the easy way of doing things.
Yes.
If we knew all the glitches, we use those too to make it easier.
Yes, we would. And we kind of forgot to, or we kind of skimmed over this a little bit in part 1. But the whole reason we're doing this is to Mikau told us that Lulu's eggs were stolen by the pirates. So the whole reason we're even going through the pirate fortress here is to try to recover her eggs.
Yeah, which apparently teaches us a song, which apparently gets her voice back, which makes absolutely no sense.
And
whatsoever,
somehow wakes up a turtle.
Yeah. That doesn't even look like a turtle until you play the song, and then it transforms into a turtle.
It gets a little.
But at the same time, Link is transformed into a Zora, so
there's
a lot of crazy stuff going on in Termina right now.
The last part or two get a little weird.
It's like somebody ate shrooms and just dreamed up this whole game is what we're going through right now.
I think that's pretty much what happened, probably. But like we said, I mean, we get the stone mask, and it does make all this so much easier, so you don't keep getting kicked out.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the neck. You have to redo some stuff.
And I like just like that, like little sewer area entryway right there.
Yeah.
Like it really is massive, and just I don't know, just like that's one of those small things that just like it felt really cool. Cause it made you feel like you were going to something more grand and epic, I guess, than it really was.
Because it really isn't. Let's be honest.
No, it's not. And this is kind of the first feeling we get being like really deep underwater right here.
It is.
This area. Like, so we're around like the bay. It wasn't that deep.
No, not at all. Not at all. But
now later on we go to face the sea snakes.
Oh.
Now that area gets really deep, but that's kind of a cool area right there at the bottom, but you know.
Plus, whenever you kind of like look up towards the surface, you had those big, tall like seaweed plants going all the way from the bottom to the top. Just a neat little touch.
Yes.
That gives you kind of a sense of scale, I guess, for lack of a better word. And it really does show you're pretty far underwater, and that's something even with like the silver or gold scale from Ocarina of Time we could never do.
You can still, I mean, we had the tunic and iron boots. I mean, I guess you could,
yeah.
but there was really no. Like, you know, you gotta exclude all the games up to this point, like, you know, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. Like in Ocarina of Time, we really didn't go that far underwater.
No.
I guess Water Temple would
just
be
as far as the Iron Boots would take us. Yeah,
you know, but really not that far underwater. So.
And I feel like a lot of this underwater stuff.
The Water Temple.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of this underwater stuff doesn't get repeated though. I mean, even though Wind Waker is such a is all water, you never really go under. I mean, you pull.
No, you really don't. You only go underwater like when you go down to Hyrule.
Yeah.
So, but then,
even then,
we get that. Yeah, we get to Hyrule. It's land. So.
Yeah. So I think this is kind of unique in Zelda games.
And one thing, me and Rick talk about this. One thing, which I think all people are like this. Like we both really like the transformations in this game because it allowed you just to do stuff. In the Zelda games, you've never been able to do at this point. Really, a lot of these things we've not been able to do since this point.
Exactly. And I think it's a good way to add a few new mechanics to the game, which allows for more puzzles.
Yes, that's a good point.
And it just helps to, it keeps you from getting bored.
And it allows you to learn how to really swim, like with, with some speed, actually, you know.
Yeah, it opens up some
things. As you see me thrust in all kinds of different ways right there.
Like we said, out in the open, it's great. In the tight
but when you're in a contained area, that Zora mask gets kind of tough.
Yeah, because when you're going that fast in a tiny little room, it's tough to maneuver.
Well, it's like the whole thrust thing. Like I mean, you go from like 0, it's like the Outer Limits at King's Island. You go from like 0 to 60 in a matter of like 2 seconds.
You really do. It just, you do that little flip.
These Zoras should make it go. is what they should make, because it would go 0 to 60 in no time.
It put my car to shame.
Yeah, both of our cars same. No shame.
It is pretty cool how just like randomly right here there's a heart piece.
Yeah,
And I know we're kind of in like a pirate fortress, so you've already seen us grab a couple of treasure chests.
Yeah, well, you got to think there's like 52 heart pieces
There
in
has
this
to be,
game, so
yeah.
there's obviously ones that are kind of just thrown in there are pretty simple. I mean, like that gate closes really early, but
As long as you roll with the gore on.
I mean, you only got 4 sections that you got to fit 52 heart pieces into, so I mean, you're gonna find something like that. They're kind of just
Very true.
obvious.
Plus, I mean, you're only getting 4 hearts from the dungeons.
Now, the first time I played this game, I probably couldn't figure that part out right there.
Me neither. I probably didn't even bother breaking the barrels over
I probably finished this game with 8 hearts. The first time I played through it, I got the 4 hearts, which gave me 7 from the bosses, and I probably got 1 somewhere else.
And that was it. That was plenty.
Yeah.
Now, we're kind of going through this long series of tunnels right now, and I'll be honest, I got a little turned around in here the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But once we get the hook shot, we can skip this part entirely.
Yeah, I just swim into things.
Hey, you come to a stop.
Yes.
But once we get the hook shot, we can skip this whole sequence later on. We can actually just hook shot right into the fortress pretty easily.
Yeah, hook up shop. I'm on levels and everything. So.
Yeah.
I kind of like going through that little tunnel system right there, though. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it's neat.
It is it's a nice maze to get in. Like I said, I got a little turned around the first time or two, but I definitely see what you mean though. It's like a fun entrance. It's a challenge.
It's hard to swim through them, but like I don't know, I don't know how to describe it. But it's kind of cool swimming through tunnels.
Yeah,
and enclosed areas, I guess, which we found out later on, which is in the only way we go up to the moon. We had that cool part where we swim through the tunnels.
Oh, for sure. Not so much swimming through Great Bay Temple here in a little
No. Luckily, I didn't play that one.
That's a bit of a headache. But we get through it. We won't worry about that right now.
Yeah, no. We're gonna have Red play that one.
Oh God, that dungeon brings back some nightmares.
And I like this little telescope right here. This is really cool. Cause when I was going through this, I was like, for the first time, I was like, what in the world is that thing? Just never thought of them. Even though they had it in the what's that called? The
observatory?
No, where you make that old guy at the very beginning, and you look up at the moon.
Oh,
whatever that place is called.
Yeah.
The astronomical, whatever. That's
totally
the wrong
building.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are shrinking out big time on that place. But when you look through a telescope at the moon, I mean, I guess it made a little sense that we, already seen that, and then that was there.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know, kind of cool seeing a telescope in a random place.
Plus, I mean, that's our first look kind of at the inside of the fortress. That tunnel.
And I like how it has that theatric where it kind of zooms and kind of shows you what area you'll be going through.
Yep. And it's kind of good if you don't have the stone mask to kind of look through there and get a little bit of a feel for where some of the enemies are, because you can pan all around that area, zoom in and out and stuff, and kind of get an idea. It's hard to remember, of course, where they all are.
Yeah.
But if obviously with the stone mask,
when you run right into them without the stone mask, you'll know where they are.
And if you get kicked out now, here's the real pain in the neck. They boot you all the way back out of the fortress entirely.
To the very beginning?
You might have to go back through those tunnels again.
You might have to.
Which would be
because we don't have a hook shot yet.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I remember the first time I played through this game, I definitely did not have the stone mask.
Oh,
you had to go get in the desert.
Yep.
So I did have the stone mask, and I know I definitely got caught in here a couple of times.
Well, I thought you were going to run right into her there for a second.
Yeah, well, I think you can even do that. But, that one right there by the ladder, I mean, that one is tough.
Yep. What you can do, just like you could in Ocarina of Time, though, is shoot them with arrows.
I didn't even think about that.
And it temporarily stuns them, just the same way it did in Ocarina of Time. I think they get back up after a few seconds, of course. But that's at least, if you don't have the mask, you could just start plinking the enemies.
Daze them for a little while.
And that makes it a little easier.
And I love that little bridge, walking across the area right there. Just like I said, cool things like that really, get me excited, I guess.
And things like that, and just something as simple as you look at these doors in this fortress. They've got the anchors on them and stuff.
Yes.
Little touches that you're okay, this is we're in the water. It's a pirate fortress.
One thing we didn't mention back earlier is I don't understand how these the boats have power, how they're power boats. I don't understand that. They have a motor that apparently runs on gas, it looks like. So, just one of those oddballs in Termina.
We're not sure how they got that one into Termina.
Yeah, exactly,
They put their scientists to good work, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But here we're just kind of eavesdropping on this conversation where they talk about the fact that they've got 4 of the eggs.
Yeah.
But the remaining 3 are guarded by these sea snakes.
Yeah, and now, why are these eggs treasure to the pirates? Is kind of what I'm... I didn't understand that. When I played through it and when I watched it, I just don't understand why these eggs are considered treasure to these pirates.
I think the only reason the pirates really want him is because they know the Zoras want him. And I don't think they know why. I mean,
but what are they trying to stop the Zoras from here?
I don't know.
Like, we really never get that in the story either.
No, I mean, Maydays don't want the Zoras reproducing.
You know, dude, they're pirates. They're just stealing stuff to steal stuff. Yeah, that's what they do.
That's all we do. That's all we do. My only thought could be that, and like I said, they know the Zoras think they're valuable, so they want them for themselves as well. In the next part, I think we're going to get all 4 that are here.
Yep.
In the pirate fortress before we go to get the ones from the snakes. But anyway, this wraps up part 2.